What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of V for Nier Automata. This is episode 14, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
yeah, with me
going
as
into
always, I
this,
have
we knew
Lisbeth.
how much of the battle was going to play out, but much of this episode, they kind of did alter some some things a bit because we get a lot more of the resistance in this episode than in comparison to
Yeah,
how it was portrayed in the game. Because in the game, you mostly play as both 9S and 2B. Uh, this one, however, like it kind of expands on that, but it's solely in 9S's perspective.
yeah. So in the game, it mainly focuses on 2B and the aerial assault, which this episode is 9S's perspective and the perspective of the resistance, which was interesting. Because it's we don't really obviously we don't see that in the game. It's just the aerial assault from 2B's perspective, and then it goes to 2B and 9S fighting against the other androids that have been infected with the logic virus. So yeah, there is some. I was like scratching my head at some points because I didn't remember certain parts of the episode, and I kind of figured it was probably new content. Like for instance, that there is some conversation between like 9S and the other scanner units. And I thought it was interesting, like an interesting bit of information that like I guess all the scanner units are paired with the other, B units, and the scanner unit. I guess like I don't know if it's just a joke that Taro threw in there, but like I guess all the scanner units are like in some kind of it's seemingly intimate relationship with the B units, I guess. Um, and then of course like when they all go berserk, they immediately like just start targeting the scanner units they're with.
Yeah, they immediately start killing each other,
Yeah.
and not only that, but also Lily's resistance unit is also affected by the logic virus as well,
Mm-hmm.
which of course leads to I think one of them was about to commit suicide by I think blowing himself up with a grenade before Lily had to shoot him dead.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So it seems like at first that they have the upper hand against the robots, but things quickly turn bad once it's revealed like that the scanner units have sided with the robots and that they're infected with the logic virus. And it is also revealed that the somehow the Yorha had been like hacked through some kind of backdoor and that's like how I guess the scanner or basically most of the androids at least were infected with the logic virus. And I was also surprised to see that they revealed these two characters. We don't, of course, we don't know who they are yet, but I guess you'd say like the Red Women, fairly early
Yeah,
on.
the red twins.
Yeah, like they reveal them fairly early on because they don't really show up until like way later in the story. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because like we find out they make it pretty obvious that it's very likely it's the red twins responsible for pretty much infecting all the majority of the members of Yorha with the logic
mm-hmm.
virus, which pretty much like turns the entire battle, on their heads. And of course, 9S even discovers this once he finds one of the other scanner units that ends up crash landing. He ends up surviving, but he's wondering like how and why he got infected in the first place.
Yeah,
Which he remembers back in a conversation earlier in the episode when he was talking to one of the other scanner units that he was supposed to link himself up to the bunker, which unfortunately he neglected to do that, which is a good thing in his part. But he realizes that it's possible that 2B, might have been affected with this virus as well.
yeah, and unfortunately, that's where the episode ends too. Like it just kind of ends on that cliffhanger. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, things went like are looking pretty bad for all the Yorha androids. And it kind of makes you question what's actually going on with Yorha and how it was able to be like infiltrated like that. Um, so yeah, but it was a pretty good episode. Like a lot of it was actually like new material because it's from the perspective of some characters that we don't really get the perspectives of in the game, because mostly we just see like at this part of the game, it's just the aerial assault with 2B. So I was wondering how they were going to adapt it in the anime, and I think it was a good idea to have it like being shown from perspectives of like multiple different characters and just seeing like what they were up to during this time because if it were to just adapt it straight from the game, it would just be like it would mostly just be the aerial combat with 2B and fighting against the aerial, like the robots in the air, which wouldn't really be that entertaining to watch. So it kind of makes sense why they would do it this way.
Yeah. I can probably assume by the next episode that we'll be getting this battle under 2B's perspective of what like you said, like she'll be involved in the uh, in the aerial attack before, of course, being involved in the ground assault as well.
Yeah.
But that's of course that's when 9S will eventually reunite with her. But that's of course things will get even worse from there
Mhm.
if it gets that far.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice surprise that they ended up altering some scenes and adding some new perspective to the, I guess, to the final battle at least, and showing us like what happened to the other scanner and B units while we took part in the battle, rather than just being like stuck with just being with 9S and 2B for the majority of the time.
Hmm.
It's not just this episode, but pretty much the entire show has focused more on some of the other side characters that we've never get to see that much, at
Yeah,
least.
I mean,
Because
I
if you
wonder if
remember,
that's
like in the
Taro just kind of trying to do that because we didn't really get a lot of that in the game. So maybe he's like trying to
Mhm.
add some more information in the anime.
But then of course there is some like some of those like rather abrupt like twists or like changes to to certain events, like like Eve dying instead of Adam by the season finale last year.
Mm.
And I think what was it? And of course, Lily being the resistance leader instead of Anemone, and
Well,
of course,
there were
showcasing
some other
the what was
interesting
it?
changes too, like that actually do get brought up in this episode. Specifically the alien thing, which I don't remember if because we remember that got cut out from the first part of the anime where they reveal that the aliens are actually dead before the fight with the first encounter with Eve and Adam. But that was cut. But here it seems like I don't remember if they addressed it again in the first part of the anime, but here they address it where
They
they basically
they
like
kind
reveal that the aliens were dead. Uh, y-
it was weird. It was weird the way they addressed it last year.
mhm.
But before like 2B and 9S got into this derelict alien ship in which they initially discovered those dead aliens. But in the anime, they switched it up by cutting that part out, and then instead having what was it? Adam reveal the fate of the aliens during his confrontation with
Oh,
2B.
okay.
I think it was during the
Yeah, because
during the
yeah,
penultimate
because in
finale, I
this
think.
episode, it's I forget what her exact name, but the white commander or whatever, the 2B commander that gets revealed, like
Yeah.
the what happened to the aliens. Um,
Yeah, and of course, what was it the so-called Council of Humanity,
huh.
ad- addresses the aliens being dead and saying they want to use this opportunity to destroy the machines once and for all. But I obviously there's more to this than what they're letting on.
Mhm. Yeah, guys. But that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.